All right, I just woke up, so if I sound woozy, excuse me. I do got some coffee making out there. George Wendt, who played beloved barfly Norm on Cheers and found another home on stage. He dies at age 76. And this one's incredible. All right. He was also, they say, crafted a stage career also that took him to Broadway in Art, Hairspray, and Elf. I don't know. Are those like musicals, I guess? But Wendt's family said he died early Tuesday morning, peacefully in his sleep while at home, according to the publicity firm, the agency group. George was a family man, a well-loved friend, and a confidant to all of those lucky enough to have known him. The family said in a statement, "He will be missed forever. The family has requested privacy during this time, despite a long career of roles on stage and on TV. It was as gentle and henpecked. Norm Peterson was the character he played on Cheers, that he was most associated, earning 6 straight Emmy Award nominations for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series from 1984 to 1989. So yeah, I remember Cheers when I was growing up. I didn't really like watch it, but I remember flipping through the TV and seeing it. But here you get some images here. What I didn't enter, they say he was like a barfly and bar. I will go ahead and enter those in the Gematrinator calculator real quick. R.I.P. to Jim Irsay as well, owner of the Colts that just passed, working on that breakdown. Barfly. All right. And I'll just kind of leave those there. I don't notice anything that hits with barfly and bar. But I do want to go back over here because I like to do these semi-quick if possible. But these connections are unbelievable.
And welcome back here to Live Now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Let's keep it moving. We have to go out now to Hollywood, or stay in Hollywood, I should say. Sad news being reported out of the entertainment industry right now. Beloved character actor George Wendt has died at the age of 76, rather, you see there. The iconic star from Cheers, Norm from Cheers, passing away at the age of 76. So this is what we know, according to the Associated Press. They describe him as an actor with an everyman charm who played the affable, beer-loving barfly Norm on the hit 80s TV comedy Cheers. He later crafted a stage career that took him to Broadway in Art, Hairspray, and Elf. He has died. He was 76. His family said he died early this morning, peacefully in his sleep while at home there. And so we're getting some tributes in on social media. His family said in a statement, quote, "George was a doting family man, a well-loved friend and confidant to all of those lucky enough to have known him. He will be missed forever. The family has requested privacy during this time." Now, despite a long career of roles on stage and on TV, it was as gentle and henpecked Norm Peterson on Cheers, you see him there, he was most associated. He earned 6 straight Emmy Award nominations for Best Supporting Actor in a Comedy Series from 1984 to 1989. The series was centered on lovable losers in a Boston bar. It starred Ted Danson, Shelley Long, Rhea Perlman, Kelsey Grammer, John Ratzenberger, Kirstie Alley, and Woody Harrelson. Remember, it would spin off another mega hit in Frasier. Cheers was nominated for an astounding 117 Emmys. It won 28 of them. Now, Wendt came from the famed Second City Improv troupe out of Chicago before he sat there on a bar stool at the place where everybody knows your name. He did not, though, have high hopes when he auditioned for Cheers.
So they said nominated for 117 Emmys, and he's born on the 17th day of October. What do you think about this? Why does he look almost identical to John Goodman? Remember John Goodman, Dan Connor from the show Roseanne. Look at that. It's all in the family, right? You know what? They kind of look like John Madden as well. Maybe John Candy also. These characters are all connected, and either they're doing something with the DNA and the names, or they're just related flat out, right? Whether they know it or not, there's something strange going on here. Look at George Wendt, Norm Peterson from Cheers on the left. Notice how he died on the 20th of May, John Goodman's birthday, on the 20th of next month. They also look like John Madden, I'm just noticing on the fly. I'm not saying I'm 100% about that, but kind of getting John Madden vibes, possibly as well. You get John like John Goodman. Let's pull him up. And there he is. He's been trending in my algorithm lately as well, also. Turns heads, amazing weight loss at age 72. But yes, these characters are synced together, and this picture doesn't lie here. You know, I mentioned John Candy, possibly. Here's John Candy, R.I.P. to him. And you know, if you went a little bit deeper with some of these other characters, you could definitely tell something's going on here. John Madden, John Candy, John Goodman, right? But back here you see Norm Peterson of Cheers. George Wendt, you see him next to John Goodman. And again, dead on the 20th day of May. And then John Goodman's birthday is next month on the 20th. Did you notice George Wendt passes on May 20, 5/20? 520 is like 52. John Goodman, born in 1952. They're also saying George Wendt had a career that took him to Broadway in Art, Hairspray, and Elf. Look at Hairspray's got that 52 right there in the reduction cipher. No coincidence, right? Again, here's John Goodman. John Stephen Goodman, American actor, rose to prominence in television before becoming an acclaimed and popular film actor. Has received various accolades, including a Primetime Emmy Award, Golden Globe, Screen Actors Guild Award. I know him from Roseanne. And I guess later it became the Connors, right? But he's in these other movies as well, as you see here. But yeah, I know him from Roseanne. You know what I'm saying? Dan, Connor, and we're not done with these connections. I mean, this is amazing. This one like floored me for real. Even the upcoming birthday for George Wendt, 52 date numerology. He dies on the day, leaving 225 days, 520. 5 plus 20 is 25. Even Norm Peterson in the reverse cipher 152. You see that? So you get these 52s, you get these 25s. He's dead in the year 2025. Again, Hairspray 52, John Goodman born in 52, George Wendt, aka Norm Peterson, dead 5/20 like 52. They're both kind of known for drinking beer. Maybe George Wendt a little more with his character, but I remember Roseanne, and you see right there, that might have been the Connors at that point, but kind of like the same show, right? Um, Look at that. It's got the beer right there. Obviously, this is later in life for John Goodman, and that's earlier in life for George Wendt. So you don't really see a lot of the similarities as you see here at their older ages, right? Wow. What do you think about this? Dan Connor, fictional character, Roseanne, the Connors. Ted Danson was in Cheers. Look at that. Danson, Dan Connor. Now, notice Peterson was the character's last name in Cheers, the barfly. What did they say? Lovable barfly, something like that. And these ain't like no bars that was used to growing up. Maybe in Boston, I guess, not around here in Arizona, but look at Peterson 104. Cheers equals 104. That's the show the character's in, and even the full name of the character, like supposedly in real life. You see that? George Robert Wendt Jr. 104. With just 4 base ciphers, y'all. What are the odds of that? And there's been a lot of Petersons trending lately. Daystar Peterson, who's Tory Lanez. They said he got shanked in prison. Why is he in prison? Because he shot Meg the Stallion in the foot, supposedly. Meg the Stallion has the name Pete in her name, like Peterson. Doug Peterson was mentioned in my Nick Sirianni breakdown with his contract extension for the Philadelphia Eagles. And there might be more. But look, 104 with Cheers, 104 with Peterson, 104 with George Robert Wendt Jr., all in the code. He even dies on the 140th day of the year, 140. You get those same numbers, right? Or I should say 140 maybe. 104, 104, 104, 140. What about that? Where everybody knows your name. And there's more. Wow. So this is Norm Peterson, the character on Cheers. Look at the other characters. Well, Ted Danson, who I think went by another name, but his real name Danson in Cheers. Woody Harrelson was in Cheers as well. So Peter, son, the character in Cheers, R.I.P. Peter's son, Dan's son, Harold's son. And again, nominated for an astounding 117 Emmys. And he's born on the 17th of October. 117 like 17. They won 28 of them. So what was the character name for Woody Harrelson and Ted Danson? I'm curious. What character did Woody Harrelson play in Cheers? Sam Malone? Was Ted Danson, okay? Um Okay, yeah, Kelsey Grammer was in that. They said that there was this spun off into Frasier. Sam Malone was Ted Danson. Woody Boyd was Woody Harrelson. Is there any other sons in here? SONs? Not that I see. But Norm Peterson, Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson, and don't forget how this all connected to John Goodman. Don't forget that. And obviously Roseanne, this other show here. Wow. Simply amazing. There is at least one more amazing connection here that I would like to share. But I have some more numbers here first. George Robert Wendt Jr., ABC 123 Cipher 229. Upcoming birthday, the 290th day of the year. 290 like 29, 229 like 29. Also, George equals 57. The upcoming birthday leaves 75 days in the year. So you get the 5775. Eminem shares the same birthday with George Wendt Jr., Norm Peterson to Cheers, the barfly. 1017. 1017. Look at Obi Trice there next to Eminem, rapper. Right? Obi Trice synced up with Eminem. Kind of became known alongside the group D12, Eminem's group, right? But then, D12 had their albums. Obi Trice had at least an album or so. But these characters connected to Eminem, look at the same birthday, October 17. And I mentioned Obi Trice. Look at his album called Cheers. You see that? Look at his album here that is called Cheers. Undeniable. Undeniable. Eminem with the same birthday as George Wendt. His buddy Obi Trice with the album Cheers. OMG. OMG. Wow. Currently 47. Obi Trice the third. American rapper, signed with fellow Detroit rapper Eminem, Shady Records. You see that? And even his second album, Rounds on Me, also connected to Cheers. See that? Wow. But yes, the Cheers album. Absolutely amazing, man. I remember when that album hit too. When I first made that connection, I'm like, holy crap. And I'm not making the connections. They're there. I'm just pointing them out. Jeez, man. And I just slapped together this final bit of information. You see Norm 60 like George Wendt. So the character and the real name both got the 60. They both got the 48. Norm has 24 like George and Wendt. Norm's got 21 like Wendt. Reverse 21, you get 12. He was in this Broadway. What do they call it? I don't know if they call it like a play or a musical or whatever. Art's got 12, the 21 reversed. Art's got 42, the 24 reversed. Also has that 24 like Wendt, George, and Norm. He was in Elf. You see him right there? Elf has 58 like Cheers. Amazing.
I'm Colleen Sullivan, live from ABC7. We have breaking news. Renowned Cheers actor George Wendt has died. He was best known for playing the role of Norm Peterson on Cheers, which led to 6 Emmy nominations. He played the fan-beloved role across its 11 seasons. The news was confirmed by his publicist, who says he will be missed forever. He was 76 years old.
Wow, right? And they're saying he just died in his sleep. We're not getting any more details. His birthday almost left 76 days in the year. He got the 75. He's dead at age 76. There might be more connections here, but man, this is amazing. And that, like I said, that blew me away right there. Wow. Yeah, and it opened my eyes to John Madden. They definitely kind of look like John Madden as well. Possibly John Candy. You know, they recycle these characters over and over. Maybe like Dan Aykroyd. Remember, this is Dan Connor and Roseanne and the Connors. Maybe there might be a Dan Aykroyd connection, possibly. We'll scan the article. See if anything else wants to pop. So that was a Boston bar. As I'm just kind of scrolling, maybe just looking for numbers that pop. See him with the Chicago Bears jersey there. Cheers premiered September 30th, 1982, I notice. And they're just going over the show, which I don't think we need to. That's a lot of paragraphs there. So, yeah, I mean, this is amazing, man. This fake world. Hopefully, y'all, any real people, hopefully, y'all are into decoding and you don't fall for these stories, okay? I like to distract myself as well with some different types of YouTube videos, but this is what really needs to be talked about, okay? George Wendt, who played beloved Barfly, Norm on Cheers and found another home on stage, dies at age 76. And that'll be the breakdown. Until next time, RIP to the character.